Okay, good evening to you all. Today is our day 54 of this 3-month data analytics bootcamp. Like I said, this bootcamp will last for about 3 months, and today is our day 54. Like always, we start by showing the outline, that is what we are to cover for the day. So today we are going to have a recap on what we did yesterday, that is day 53, and we'll talk about line chart and map chart. That's what we are going to discuss today. If time permits us, I think we can cover it within this time. If we didn't, maybe we'll renew the time and continue. So if you can recall, yesterday we solved the week 7 assignment. Of course, that what we solved yesterday. And we also did okay. What I want you to take home in that assignment of the week 7 is, like, sometimes, like I already told you, the issue of cleaning your data, transforming the data, is almost 98% of the work of a data analyst. That is 98%. If you didn't clean your data, you didn't make it or arrange it the way it's supposed to be, there is every tendency that the conclusion will be error, and you are bound to make mistake in whatever you are going to do or you are doing. So please understand, what we did yesterday has everything to do with that, because you see how we customize, rearrange the date formats in order for it to fit what we want it what we want to do with it. So please, you should take note on that. I forgot to talk about it yesterday. So we also discussed about histogram, and we discussed about which one? We discussed about after histogram. What do we discuss yesterday? I forgot what we discussed yesterday. After histogram, then what? I'm asking you in the chat. I just want to see it. I don't know, maybe I'm the only one. Yeah. So we discussed about line chart yesterday. If you can recall, after histogram, we discussed about line chart. Sorry. Today we are going to discuss not line chart. We are going to discuss about scatter plot. Sorry, not line chart. Scatter plot and map chart. That's what we are going to discuss. That's why I just get confused. How comes we did line chart yesterday and today is? So we are going to discuss about scatter plot and line chart. That's what we are going to discuss about, scatter plot and line chart. That's what we are going to discuss about today. Okay, so let's get started. So now about the scatter plot. This scatter plot is just type of charts that is used to show relationship between two variables. It shows relationship between two numerical variables. That's what this scatter plot is all about. And please understand this scatter plot, because it's one of the most useful chart, but not to you. It's for people that are learning issue of machine learning and others, but it's good for you to understand this. You have two numerical values, and you want to know the relationship between the two numerical values. One of your value must be independent. That's what they call the X variable. That's the independent variable. Then we have the other value, which is dependent variable, that is Y variable. And that particular Y variable is dependent on what? On X variable. So you have a data that all of the data, the two data that you have, two or more data, but normally we use two data to find the relationship. So we have two data. There is no data. So we have two data. One is independent. The other is dependent. That means one used to touch the other, or you can find there is a relationship between this dependent variable and this particular X variable. So we use scatter plot in order for us to see that. That's what this scatter plot is all about. So Whenever a data, you have data, for example, let me give an example. Let's say the time people spend in reading, or let's say maybe, yeah, let's say the time people spend in reading. The more time a particular person spend reading his books, the higher his grade. So if you want to see the relationship between the grade, that is the score of his marks for me, let's say for a test or exam, if the time determine the score of that particular person, that means there is a relationship between the time a particular student spent while reading with the score that particular student is going to get. Of it, maybe for example, is advertising company, for example, the money spent to do advertisement is related to the product sold after the advertisement. For example, if we spend $50 naira, for example, or 50,000 naira, if we spend 50,000 naira, we sold 200,000 products. We spent 30,000, we sold so number of products. So this relationship between this variable, that is independent variable, that is dependent variable, is always depending, it's dependent on the independent variable that we have. So the dependent variable will always change based on the what? Based on the independent variable. So if, for example, we spend 200,000, maybe we are going to see more products that we got based on what we spent during the advertisement. So this is the relationship that you can find while showing scatter plot. So some of the time, if you look at the scatter plot, you'll just think is not showing anything. But if you understand what it means that there is a relationship between independent variable and dependent variable. And dependent variable is always dependent on the independent variable. That was scatter plot is showing always. I will show the screen. We will have the practical. Don't worry, I'm just explaining it today. Then the next one, it has to do with map chart. And this map chart is normal chart that I just sent it to your group. If you can recall, at the beginning of this week, I told you at the end of the week that what you will learn, it's among what you are going to learn. So map chart is just a chart that you created, which will show the data within a geographical location. So once you have the name of the location and that name tallied with what is inside the map, that is Google Map or any map in the world, it's tallied with the location, existing location. So it is going to show exactly that particular map of the location, and the data will be inside that particular map. So for example, if we have the population of Nigeria, each state, if we write all the state and we have the population, when we view the map chart, is going to put the population of each and every state within its geographical map. That's what we are going to create today. You are going to see that at the end of the class. So let's move to the Excel and see how we are going to use this scatter plot. So now this is what we just talked. This is where we stopped yesterday. So I think I'm just going to show something now. So like I said, issue of which example we are going to take. Maybe we take the hours, and maybe we take the, yeah, I think let's take the hours and the school. So let me use it. Let me just call this hours, and let me just call this school. We have hours, we have school. So I just turn the variables like this. These are the variables I have. So this particular hours is our normally our x-axis is our independent variable, because independent variables start from the left, and the dependent variable, that is y-axis, will start from what? Will start from the right. So this is how it is. This is how it's supposed to look like. So you need to understand which one among them affects the other. That one that affects the other is the what? Dependent variable. The one that is independent, that is not affected by the other, that's the independent variable. So I'm just going to change the hours, because it's too the hours is too much. So I'll just change it. Let me just use run between. I'll just use run between to make it maybe 1 to 5. I'll just make it 1 to 5, for example. I'll just make it 1 to 5 to see if there is any relationship between the hours spent while studying and the score of the student. So that's what we are going to check and see if there is relationship between the two. So now let's just do it. Let's just highlight them all. So if you want to put the scatter plot, sorry. So this is the data. If you want to put it, go to insert. Go to insert, then you click on it. Here it is. So you see we have different of it, but we are going to use this particular one. That's what we are going to use. So let me just click on it. So this is how normally, because now the data is kind of not the way it's supposed to be. Please understand this, because this data, sometimes you can't just go ahead and predict this scatter plot data. You can't sometimes predict it anyhow, because that way it will not give you what you need. Because by default, this particular scatter plot that we are seeing, the type of it is just showing that maybe there is no relationship. That's the type of the scatter plot. That's what it's showing. Because we have different correlation of this scatter plot chart. We have positive correlation, we have negative correlation, and we also have no correlation. So this particular one that we are seeing is just showing that there is no any correlation between this data, because the someone who studied between for 2 hours, understand this, someone who studied for 2 hours scored 128. You see, he scored 128. So there is someone that scored for 5 hours, he scored 558, and someone also that scored 5 hours score 159. So you see, this is 185, this is 159. Someone scored for only 1 hour, but he scored more than someone who studied for 5 hours. He scored more than the person. So by me looking at this, it will just see that this data has no any relationship. It has no correlation whatsoever between the x-axis and the y-axis. So I think, let me try and see if I can just come up with any data that will show that correlation that will help us. Okay, let me use money. Let me use money. For example, the money we spend. So let's say we spend I'll just create random. Okay, let me just create it myself. So let's say we spend 50,000. We sold 164. We spent 25,000. We get this. So we spend 78,000. I'm just putting it, the product we sold and whatever. Then for this, maybe we spend let's say we spend 51,000. Here we spend 43,000. Here we spend let's say 35,000. Here we spend about 84,000. I'm just creating it, sorry. Here we spend 20,000. Here we spend 19,000. 15,000. Here we spend 86, 76. Or let's say 80,000. Here we spend 84,000. For this we spend about 94,000. Okay, so let me stop here. Okay, so I already reached December, so I will stop here. I will stop it here. So I'll just say, okay, advertisement P with product sold. With product sold. Okay, so I will just show the I'll just create the scatter plot and see if it can show the relationship. Yeah, so this is what is showing. So look at it now. So this is how your scatter plot normally looks like. This is what is called the positive correlation of a scatter plot. Don't worry, we can get rid of all this that we used to do. We can get rid of them so that we make it looks like this. So by default, this is your y-axis. This is the y-axis. That is the number of products sold is the y-axis. This is the x-axis, the independent. So you see, the amount we spend that is the amount we spend in advertisement, is affecting the number of products we are selling. So there is a relationship between the two. That is, when we spend higher, for example, as you can see, we spend like 90, we are getting higher products sold. When we spend less, we are getting less than the products sold. So we are getting less products sold. So the higher we spend in the advertisement, the what? The higher we sold product. The lower we spend, the lower we sold the product. This is what this is what this scatter plot is always showing. It shows the relationship between two numerical values. It shows the relationship between two data and tell you that one is affected by the other. Please understand this scatter plot, because some of you that's going to advance your career into machine learning and other, this is what you need to understand whenever you hear about regression. That is linear regression. So now if I want to add something, I can add the trend line. If I add this trend line, that the slope, that what I just added, this is what these linear regression people are doing in order for them to understand the relationship between two particular variable. And for this, you can predict. And that's how people are making a prediction. Because by looking at the trend of the data, a relationship between the X and Y axis, it will help you to predict. So that now, for example, by mere looking at the data, you can predict, you can forecast that when you spend so amount of money, there is every tendency you are going to get so amount of products sold. And this is what they use. So this is like the beginner, or this is like a level you need to understand whenever you hear that linear regression of machine learning, of supervised machine learning, it has to do with this. So any data you are going to train, for example, now we are training our model. This is the data we are going to use, because the model will understand by mere looking at this data that the higher we spend advertising money, the higher we sold the product. So if the data is bulky data, is big data, so it will pick it from there that when you give it a money, for example, we give, okay, we want to spend 55,000, automatically it will predict you are going to sell a particular product. It's not a magic. It's just based on the data you train your model, based on the data your chat understand how the flow of the data goes. That's how the prediction comes. So please, you should understand this right from now. Whenever you have any data that one is affected by the other, the x-axis, that is the y-axis, is affected by the x-axis. So you should take note that when you create your scatter plot is communicating to you and is telling you something. You can also customize this. For example, this line chart, as you can see, sorry, you can customize this trending line that we just put. Just click on it, double click. Sorry, when you double click on it, you can click on this. You see, this is the linear. So you see, we use the linear regression, and that's the linear. So you can just use it and just try and do whatever you want to do with it. So we can just go ahead, customize everything. You go ahead and do whatever you want to do with the design and other things. So I can just make a solid line. I just want the line to be solid. You can make it solid. You can change the color maybe to black, or you can change it to red. You see, under this, come here. You see, you don't want it to be dashed. Just click here and make it. So as you can see, you can change the color of the line like this. I just show you this. When you come here, you change it to solid. Then you change this particular line, dashed from dash, you change it to this. So you can go ahead and change the color and put any color that you want. So that's the color that will show this. So sometimes, yeah, you can put this trending line because it will help some people who understand how scatter plot is, or who knows what scatter plot is all about. They will understand what you are saying or what you are projecting to them. So this type of line that you are seeing, this type of plot that you are seeing, which start from here to go there, that's what is called the positive correlation. And sometimes it's going to look somehow backward, because for example, if we take example of, let's say the let's say the more absent you are in a class, the lower your grade. So that particular thing will affect, or maybe, for example, the more absent you are, maybe the higher your grade. For example, it can be like that sometimes. So it will be the negative because it will start from here to here, because it's going to show that when you are not absent, then you scored more. So the thing is going to look uh somehow and affect the plot. So it's going to look from here to here. So the plot can change. So if it change from here to here, for example, it looks like this. So definitely it's showing the negative correlation. And sometimes it shows, if it shows just random dots like this, the way I just show it in the first chart, for example, this one, if it showed that random dots like this, sometimes it's not showing any kind of correlation. Sometimes it's just showing no correlation between the data. Sometimes that's how what is showing, because this is not affecting this and the rest, vice versa. So this is sometimes how it uh normally shows. So this is something that I think you should understand, or you should just take note on. You can practice this, take any data that you want, just go ahead and understand how the data, how something is affecting something. Sometimes it has to do with maybe the higher the qualification of a particular person, the higher the salary he has. So that particular thing will affect the salary. So maybe when you have secondary school student is collecting 20,000, when you have someone with PhD is collecting 200,000. So if there is relationship between this type of data, you can show it in scatter plot, and it will definitely show the relationship between the salary and the qualification. Or maybe sometimes that to do with age, the age and number of uh maybe wives or number of something. So if there is relationship between one particular category of data, if there is relationship with it and the other, so one is the kind of independent and the other is the dependent, then you can show it using scatter plot and show the relationship between the two. Sometimes it can be like sold, to solve something maybe within a particular period. So you can do that and it will show that particular correlation. So I can just go ahead and do this. I can do it for this. You see, there is no any relationship. I just build the kind of this particular month that we have and this. You see, there is no any relationship between the month, no any relationship whatsoever. Because what is showing now is there is, you can get higher in February, higher in this, higher in this. So some data, once you just shows a data and it just show you this, it's just telling you that there is no relationship. So now what is saying no relationship between January and February. But if, for example, now we have rain season, for example, rain, for example, summer, winter, summer, winter, summer, winter, based on the price or based on the revenue we generated in the particular maybe winter, summer, this and that, we can find a correlation between them, that maybe during winter we sold a lot, during summer we sold less, or during this we sold this, during that we sold this. So that's what the relationship it will show to you based on the particular uh data that you have. So this is all about scatter plot, and I think that what we are going to discuss about. So there is different, all these the scatter plot, there is different charts in it. So we have one with the dots, so you can use anyone that you want with them, because some comes with dot. You see, this is how this one comes with. We have this one that is just line like that without markers and other thing, but I highly recommend you just go ahead and use this one. Don't worry, that's how it's supposed to be, in dot like this, so that you just go ahead and customize it the way you want to make it looks great. So you can touch a lot of things, you can reduce it, you can do whatever you want to change some things. So this is, I think, where we are going to stop, so that you can work with it, and see what you can do. So let me just delete this and move to the last one that we are going to discuss today, that has to do with the map. So for the map chart, like I said, is what will show the graphical representation of a geo maybe location of within a particular data. So like I said, let's say we have name of the country. So I can just call name of the, let's use states of Nigeria. So I'll just call it states, then I will say population. I'll just say state and population. We know the population is higher than this, but we're going to use just this data in order for us to show it on map. So I'll just call this Kaduna, Kano, Zamfara, Lagos, Katsina, Sokoto, Ekiti, um, Delta, Edo, Jigawa, Gombe, Adamawa. So let's stop here, I think. So 12 is okay. So what you are going to do, so we have this population and we have this test. So you can just highlight the two. You can just highlight them up till here. But take note, in order for you to use this map, you must be connected with the internet. That's number one thing. And I don't think 2007, 2013, or 16. I think 16 have this, but I think you don't have this map in 2007. Those that are using 2007 Microsoft Office, I don't think you can use this. So you don't have this feature. So let's see what it will happen. You must be connected with the internet. So make sure your system is connected. So when you click on it, just go to insert, go to map. You see there is map here. Click on the map. Like I said, make sure is the exact name the way it is. Because if you put any name that is not the name that is already in the map, it will not going to show the name. So make sure you are using the name, okay, name of the state, name of the local government, or name of the kind of countries, region. You can all use that and show them in the map. So let's see what we can do. Just click on the map and click on this map. Just click on it. So now by default, you are going to see just like this is what you are going to see. You see, it's the map of Nigeria and it shows us a lot of things. Let me explain this to you. You see this particular legend, it started from this gray till dark blue. It's showing you that the one with the dark blue is the maximum. And the way the color is changing, that's how the figures are changing. That is from 15,000 and to 84. So the one which is darker is what? It's telling you that the one that is darker is what? Is 84 and is the highest. So that's what this is. So now you can even change the color. So we can come here and change the particular color if you want. So let's just click on it. Okay, let me not talk about the color. Let's first, you can, first of all, you can show the data level. So you can add the data level the way we used to do. Just click on it and add data level. You see, it will just show this particular name of I say name. It shows the particular of the all the figures. You see, this is how it is. It shows this, and this is what you can see. So there is something that you can do. Let me just customize this for you. Okay, now you can click on it now. Come here. Under this property, okay, not this. Sorry, just double click. Sorry, yeah. So you double click inside the chart, is going to show you this. Just click on this here. So under this, there is something you can do. You can arrange what you want to see. So now don't touch this because I highly recommend you not to touch this map projection. Just leave it like this. But under this map area, you can say, I just want only region with data. So you just want to show the regions with data because now it's showing us the entire map of Nigeria. So we want only the region with data. If you click on it, it will show only those with the data. That's what it will show to you. It will only show only those with data. So you can create these map labels. You can just show all that. That means you want to show the name of the state and including the total population of that particular state, or you can just show the fit. So now I think when I click on it, I only select one of it. So I'm supposed to select it all so that it will show everything. Yeah, it's working. So now you can show it all. So it will show the entire state for you. Or if you want to just make it leave the normal population per each state. And also for the series colors, now this color that you can see, this gradient color, I can change it. For the one that has the highest, I can make it to be dark green. That's, you see, that's the dark green. So those with lighter green, it shows they have kind of less color. Or I can make it red. That means those with red, they are the ones with the less population, and those with green are the ones with the higher population. Maybe you are showing map that has to do with maybe epidemic or pandemic disease or something like that. Those with this is showing this particular place has this particular uh, color. This shows this. This shows that. So this is it. You can go ahead, please try as much as you can to just customize whatever you want to do, the border, the this and that. But don't go and do a lot of things to make it looks kind of riot or something like that. Please just leave it the way it is like this. Maybe if you just change the colors, just leave it like that and just put it in the kind of your dashboard. You can just go ahead and project it. So use any color that will just show a lot about it. So now I think I will treat different things. You see, there are different this you can just put. I already show you, but I highly recommend sometimes don't use all these. Customize your own by yourself and make it looks the way you want it to be. So take note on this, please. If you just customize this, you can go ahead and put it in your dashboard. And there are more to it. We are going to talk about it when we are creating dashboard. We will talk more about it because there are other things that you will learn so that when you want to maybe project only a particular state out of the entire map, I'll show you how to do that. You can select any state that you want specifically to show the map of that particular state. So this is what this map chart is all about. So you can go ahead and use it the way you want. And this is exactly where we are going to stop in this. So you see each state with its name is it just appears because I select all. So it's showing all. So now if you just keep increasing it, each state once the kind of map of the state is okay, it will just show the name of that particular state. So you see the name and the chart, whatever is appearing in the chart. So you see Zamfara State 78,000. This is this is that. So that's how you are going to see in the map. So if the entire state of Nigeria is going to show every state with the population of that particular state, that's what you are going to see. And this is exactly where we are going to stop. And if you have any question, you can ask. Yeah, on the map it said powered by Bing. It said powered by Bing, not Microsoft. It's powered by Bing. It's just OpenStreetMap. It's just a company. You don't need to give them the credit. It's their work. You are not the one that designed this map. Because let me tell you one thing. Excel introduced this map in order for them to compete with GIS. You know there is QGIS. So if you want to learn that geographical information system where you design your own map, you put the data in your own map, you can go ahead and do it. But Excel introduce something that will help you. We are not the one that designed all this map. You see, each state, as you can see, is the exact map of that particular state. Each state. We're not the one that did the design. We didn't design it. All we did is just highlight it and it just create all this for us. So at least you need to give credit to the company that did work the work for you. So if not, you are going to take a lot of things to learn other things because there is that, like I told you, this GIS software is just different software you learn. It has to do with visualization. You learn it and you learn how to put map, how to create map in a particular data or using a particular data and put whatever data you want. So you need to learn that if you don't know how to use this. So yeah, you allow them with their credit and you cannot delete it. You cannot delete it because it shows powered by Bing copyright. You see there is C. That C shows copyright. So you can't delete it. This is what it is, and this is how you are going to put it inside your dashboard. This is exactly what you are going to show. So that's it. So if you have any question, you can ask in the chat. I'm just listening. I think I'll just sorry. Yeah. So if you have anything, you can ask, please. If you have anything, just ask. Ask in the chat. We have time, so you can ask. You can ask your questions. You can ask your questions, please. Okay, let me see. Somebody just asked a question. Can we use data level for scatter plot to show us number on top of it? I didn't get you, Ibrahim. Can we use number? Can we use data level for scatter plot? I didn't get you. If you can't locate it in your Excel, you don't have it. I've already said it. 27, 2013. I think including 16. I don't know if 16 have it. I can't recall specifically whether 16 have it or not. But 2019, you have it. So some of you can't use this. So please, I highly advise you go and purchase 2019. It's only 200 or 500 gigs. Install it on your laptop, 2019 Microsoft. Or you go ahead and take it to any business center where they used to do that. So those in Kano farm centers and Farad, there are a lot of places in your state, I know. So go and install 2019 because that will make your work more awesome. Because if you don't, some charts are not in the previous this thing. And the way my charts will looks very clear, yours will not looks like that because they are updating it. So I'm using 2019, that's the latest version of Microsoft Excel. So you can go ahead and install the latest one. It's just 500, I think. That's how the disk is. It is. It's just 500. So you can ask anything if you want. Please go ahead and ask if you have a question. Please go ahead and ask. Let me reduce the map. I'll remove Adamawa and Gombe so that the chart will be reduced. I'll remove uh Lagos, Ikiti, Delta. I think I'll leave the northwest region. So you see the chart will be kind of, yeah, it will look so very awesome like this because we have this like this. So this is how it looks like. You see, this is how it looks like. So this is it. So you see, this is how everything looks like. So you can change the color like I already told you. You can go ahead and change the color, whatever you want. So I think this green is not even the way. Let's put this. Wow, this is kind of, I don't like it. I'll control Z it, but this is okay. Can we put green? I think that one is okay, this one. So let's make it this one. So like this. So this one I will just put, let's put green and see how it looks like. So let's put this green and that. So you can go ahead and select any color you want and makes your map looks awesome and just put it in your dashboard. So when we start creating dashboard, of course, we are going to do to use a lot and create different things. Okay, let me see. Sir, can we compare two or more rows using scatter? Yeah, we can compare two or more rows using scatter plot. But like I told you, for now, all you need is to find the relationship between two. Is to find the relationship between two variables. Two variables, one affects the other. So please don't use it with multiple. Sometimes don't. I highly advise you for now, don't, unless you move maybe deep and deeper. But normally to find the correlation, we only use two variables. That's what we use. That's what you can use only. Yes, you can use map for a specific location. Understand this. Don't go ahead and put state, local government, and you want to project them. I don't know how you want it to show. But if you have a particular state, you can project the local government of that state. If you have a particular local government, that's what I mean. Maybe a particular region, you can project the states or the countries. From particular countries, you can project the states. From particular state, you can project what? The LGS. Yes, you can go ahead and do that. If you have the name of the LGA, I don't know if it's take the LGA. Let me try and see. Let me do something. Let me try and see for the LGA. Let's use let's use my LGA. Let me put Gusau, Yafi, Maru, and Anchor. Let me just put something and see. Let me do something and see if the map can recognize this. Because like I told you, not everything this map recognize. It will only recognize the names that okay. Did it recognize? So it only recognize this IP. Okay, so let me do something. Let me delete this. Let me call this states. OLG. Okay, it's from the figure. So I put 20,000. Okay, let me copy this. Let me copy this and paste it here. So let me add this and see. If it recognizes the names, it will show the, yeah. So here it is. What it only recognized anchor. So I don't know why it didn't recognize the remaining LGS that we have, but it only recognized the anchor. So anchor, it recognizes. I don't know if it is the anchor that I put or is another anchor in another country. I don't know. But this map, I don't think is map of anchor that I knew. So it only recognized the type of, the data is type of location, the name of the location it recognized. But now if I just change it to maybe Kaduna, I change it to Zamfara, Sokoto, Kanu, for example, like this now. So let's just project it again and see now. If we try it now, you see automatically it figures the Nigerian map and it shows this particular location that I wrote. So if it doesn't recognize the location, so you can't use it. Maybe I think you can use the geo coordinate if you can go and get them and use them here. So, but I'm not going to treat that. Let's just leave it like this. So you see, you cannot use it for LGA because it will not recognize the name of the LGA. So that's it. So I will send this chat for you to you so you can use it maybe and create yours. So I will send this also to you. You can go ahead, use it, and maybe try as much as you can to create just create any chart, use any location, any figure, create the chart, the map, and make it looks great and awesome because it will help you in developing the visualization, the dashboard, your dashboard. Your dashboard will look great. Yeah, so I'll send this to you. So I think if you don't have any question, I think this is where we are going to stop. So I will merge the videos together and upload it to you so that you can go ahead and watch and see what you can do. How can I download the image? Yeah, so this particular thing to download the image is there are two ways to do it. Me, I just copy it. Now I will just copy it. If I copy it and I connect my Excel to my Excel with my computer, so if I paste it, it will just be the image. Or if you want to copy it, just come here. If you click this copy, no, I think this copy, you see it here, just click on it, you say copy as image. When you copy it as image, but if you copy it as image, definitely you are going to put it inside Paint because we have that particular Paint and you paste it using Paint. Okay, let me show it to you. If you just copy it now, sorry, copy it as image, as shown on the as shown one printer. You see, just leave it like this. Don't tick anything. Click OK. So now if I come here, let me see if I paste it. You see, you will not even see it like this. But I think if you open that Paint, sorry, we have Paint. So I'll just go to the Paint. Where is my Paint? Just open. I'll just open the Paint. So you can search for the Paint. So I'll just do like this and paste it. You see, I have it like this. So I'll just save it as image. You see, go ahead, save it as image. Then I have my own image like this. But that's not how I do mine. That's not how I did it. Or you can use this tool. It's called snipping tool. Yeah, snipping tool. Every laptop have this. You can use it. Go ahead and use it. Just open where you want to just snap. Okay, this is where I just want to get. So open the snipping tool. Just click here. This is the snipping tool. Sorry, why it is. Let me just search it. Snipping. You just search it. Here it is. Click on it. When you click on this snipping tool, it will show this. Click on new. When you click on new, it will just do this. Just crop to where you want to just get. You see, you can do that. Just save it. This is how it's going to show you. then you save the image. That's how you save it. So that's how you save it. And some that are any other way, you can show it in the group so that some will learn how to do that. Because me, I just the way I'm doing mine is quite a very simple way to do it. I just copy it, paste it in my on my WhatsApp. It will just be image. So I'm not going to use all that method to do that. Yes, you can do that, Namaru. You can do that. So please let's call it a day. Please have a wonderful dream. Good night to you all. Good night, please.